heard you've been working on ordered pairs, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay, so what can you tell me about ordered pairs? So I can kind of get a sense of what you know, because we're going to do something together and something with a partner.
It was X and Y.
X and Y. Great, it does say X and Y. Let's do it over here so everyone can see. Do we know what the X and Y represent, Matt?
X is vertical and Y is horizontal.
X is horizontal, and the Y is vertical. So your X is this way across my graph, and Y is this way. Do we know what this is called? Do you know what that's called? What's your name?
Grid.
What do you know? It's a grid, right. Do you ever call it a coordinate plane? No, okay, so we're gonna call it a grid today. Okay, you will call it a coordinate plane later in math. So X is X and Y. So if I made X3 and I made Y6, could I put that on my grid? Okay, how would I do that? Okay, that's okay. All right, why doesn't everyone turn and talk to somebody next time? Talk to each other about how you think you do this.
Talk to your imaginary friend.
Are you over? Yep, the next. Super. Okay. 3 over 6 up.
I said first, which is
Alright, thumbs up if you told your partner something or your partner told you something. Okay, super. Would someone like to share with their partner what they talked about with their partner? Ariana?
you move 3 spaces over and
3 spaces over and 6 spaces up. So you would have your grid is numbered. I would go over 3. And I would go up 6. And I would plot it just like that. Great. So we're going to do a problem.
I try to use it like a multiplication grid. I do like 6.
You go. Tell me what you do
I
again.
do 6 and then 3 and then follow like that.
I do think there are some similarities to a multiplication chart. You do want to make sure that you do X first, go over, and then up. So we're going to do a word problem. We're going to do part of the word problem together, and then I think you could probably do part of it with your partner. How does that sound? Okay, because I think when you're talking about math, it's important to give math a real life context. Does anyone know what I mean when I say a real life context?
Like in my thing.
Like in life thing. Exactly. Yeah, when are you going to use this in your real life? So what's the point of putting information on a grid? Does anyone know what the point of that?
Maybe organize it better.
To organize it better. You've probably done a lot of graphing, pie graphs, pictographs, and that's why we put information on a graph, because then we can see data better. So I'm going to walk this around so you can see it. Mike gets $3 an hour for every hour of chores he does. I don't know if that's that much money, but that's what he's getting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this information in this, and we're going to come up with our ordered pairs. So if Mike works for 0 hours, how much money is he going to get? He's going to get $0, right? Okay, what about if Mike works for 1 hour? How much money is he going to get?
$3.
$3. All right, I'm going to jump ahead. Mike works for 5 hours. How much money is he going to get?
$15.
$15. Anyone identify what's happening with our hours and our money?
Every hour you there's a time where you just
Who agrees with that? Super. Okay, so I figured this is a chart that we can fill in pretty easily. Our numbers are going to go up by 3, and we're multiplying our hours by 3. Now our next step is to write our ordered pairs. Do we know, using this data, how to write our ordered pairs?
1, 3 on the first hour.
Good. We're gonna start with 0. We're gonna do 0, 0. And the reason we're gonna do 0, 0 is because when you're plotting, it's always good to go back to your origin, which is 0 and 0 on your axis. But then, I agree, the next one is 1, 3. And that was, what would my next one be? 2, 6. Great. All right, and what's the next one? 3, 9. I like how you're including the comma. It's important when you write ordered pairs, but you always write them with a parentheses and a comma. Elise? Yeah, 4 and 12. Now, I want to write 5 and 15, and I'm going to ask someone, how should my axis be labeled?
It should be like 1, 2, 3, and it goes this way.
It should be. How far up do I have to go? Remember, my x is going to be my hours. So how far up do I have to go? 5. Everybody agree with that? Do it right across on 5. Okay. Now it's a little hard to see, but you're going to get your own copy in just a minute. Now, how should I count my y? How should I label my y? Excuse me. Right. So what could I count that by? Like I could count by 3, so I could do 3, 6, 9, perfect, 12, and 15. Who would like to plot 1 and 3? Come on. What's your name? I'm sorry.
John.
John, come on up. 1 and 3. Good job, John. Who wants to do 2 and 6? Super. 3 and 9. Oops, sorry. Okay, super. Next one. And last one, 5 and 15. Super. So we plotted all of our ordered pairs. What should I do with that, with those points now?
Connect them.
I'm going to connect them. What do you think this helps us to do when we're looking at this information? Go ahead, John.
See, like how over the hours how much more money he makes.
How much more money he makes. Great. You did an amazing job with that, and I think you know this pretty well. So now you're going to do a second part of this. You're going to work with a partner. You can work with the person next to you. If you have a group of 3, that's fine. Just make sure everyone gets included. You're going to get 2 sheets. You're going to get a copy of what we just did together, and you're going to get the second part of the problem. The second part of the problem is Mike's brother Joe. He makes a little bit more money. He makes $6 an hour. So you're going to finish our row, just has Mike's money. There's an additional row for Joe. So there's a few steps here. You have to fill in the chart, write your ordered pairs, plot them, and draw an additional line. We're going to work on this for a few minutes, see how long it takes us to do it. I'm also going to give you a Post-it note, and if you finish in advance, I want you to write down something you think you learned or a question you still have. I have some people passing papers. Who does that? Star students, right? All right, super. Where has that? Can you give everyone a Post-it note? Once you get your partners, you can start working, and I will come around. Remember, you're going to add another line to your graph. Oh, you already have a Post-it? That's it.
We have to do it the same.
Okay, if you have your own Post-it, let's try. You have Post-it? Super, prepared. If you need a Post-it, raise your hand.
Can I move my desk to make it better?
Anybody else need a Post-it? All right, so start reading with your partner and working together. You working this equal to 3?
Well, the hours are the same, he just makes double the money.
No, but it's talking about the hours. It's like saying hours times.
Remember the bottom row? Yeah, the bottom row. That was just an extra
Yeah,
column.
no, but it says hours. So it's the number of hours of what you multiply it by. Yeah, that means it's supposed to be 6. Like, I know it's saying the hours times what we get
He times by 2. Hours times by stand by the money. Yeah, but forget that. Yep, that's there. To find 6, it'd be.
Yeah, I know, it could be times 2, but it's asking the hours times what.
So it'd be
This time, it's asking for one number times the Okay, so you see, this is the number of hours, and it times 3.
If you put times 6 there, then it'd be.
I know, but that means is this times this times 2.
That's the mess, yeah. But you're both looking, I think you're both right. You're looking at it this way. You're using this and you're multiplying by 2. So you're using this and you're multiplying by 6.
Oh, so just put the top number 6.
Yeah.
So they're both right.
They're both right.
Yeah, because 2 times 3 is 6.
You're gonna use, we did this one together, so you're gonna use second row. Okay, so start with your hours. 0,
Or do we do 3 6?
Exactly. So it's gonna be what
No,
we did with
it's-
9, so you're gonna do Joe's number.
2 12. You could do the bottoms. I did the bottom. You know, if you do that, there's nothing in there. But if you do, then no, you don't have to leave it anywhere to put it. Oh, I see what you mean. Because
Open the second
1 6, 2 12, 3 18. So let's start with 0 0. So do 1 for 0 0. 1 6.
And then look at the questions. You're gonna do the questions. Understand how to add your pairs to the graph? Yeah. Or 1 and up 6.
No. That's 4.
That's 420. That's 420. That's 430. That's 520. That's 420.
Oh, yeah. They were showing me the strategy.
Yeah.
They're the rulers.
Thumbs up if you're still working. Have any questions? Come around. And then if you do finish, talk to your partner about those problems. What's your first one? You use sticky note? I have sticky note. Okay, we're going to do one more minute, and even if you're not finished, we're going to start to talk about what we have. We're going to look at some samples. hands on your shoulders. Okay, let's take a seat. We're gonna work on this together. And kind of talk about the worksheet a little bit, talk about what we're noticing. It's totally fine if you didn't finish. I think people are in different places. We look like we're doing a good job. So, when you were filling this out, what did you notice about when you're filling out the chart for Mike's brother? What do we notice about this? He was making more money. Who could tell me why? Well, he was, yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking. He was older, so he made more money. Right. The line looks different, right? How many people thought the line looks different? Okay, I'm going to show you what that line looked like when you have both lines on there. And you may not have got to this point, and that's okay. That is what the difference is. So if we take a look at that, there's the line we originally plotted, and then his brother's line, and you can see that there's a big difference there. What kind of statements can we make if we want to compare the relationship between these two lines? So I want you to think about what Mike makes per hour, what his brother makes per hour, and the kind of relationship that they have. Why don't you talk to your neighbor about that one thing? What kind of statement would you say? All right. Let's talk about this for a minute. Okay, let's talk about, I want to ask you a question. How much money did Joe make after 5 hours? Logan, how much money did Joe make after 5 hours? He made $30. How many hours would Mike have to work to make $30? To make $30? 10. He would have to work 10. So what do you see as the difference between the two lines? What's that relationship?
Mike makes half of the money Joe makes, and Joe makes 2 times what Joe makes.
That's definitely one way we could say that. Mike makes half of what Joe makes. And what operation would we need to use to get from Mike's money to Joe's money? Multiplication. What about if I'm going from Joe to Mike? Where's your desk? It's okay. Okay, come on out. Okay. What's the other operation that we're using if we're going from Joe to Mike? We're going backwards. The opposite of multiplication. Division. Super. So, if to think about, we can also predict. So when you look at these lines, we want to go back to our real life context of why people do this and why we have graphics. And there's a lot of different things that you would see that they would take their data. You would especially see this in science. You see graphs in science, in your science book maybe, and then they use that to compare. So when you look at our two lines, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that one person, for every hour he makes $3, the other person, for every hour he makes $6. So for them to make the same amount of money, what could I say? If they make the same amount of money, what can I say about Joe's time? They're making the same amount of money. Who's going to do less work?
Joe, Mike has to work more hours.
Mike has to work more. Excellent. Joe would have to work less. Right. Okay, what kind of questions do you have? What kind of questions? All right. do me a favor, take your Post-it. I know a lot of you are very well prepared with Post-its. I want you to write down a question or something that was new today. If not, take another look at your questions. I'm going to come around and check your graphs. Okay. Have you compared two lines on a graph before? You have done. Okay, so do me a favor, because I just want to take a poll. I don't know. Have you looked at two lines on one graph before? Yes, you have done that? No, I have. Okay, who's thumbs up if you've done it? Thumbs this way if you're not sure. Okay, so you might not be sure. Okay, this is definitely something you will do, and it's something you'll definitely see in real life. You will see that as the way that you'll compare data. What's different about this than looking at a table? What can you do with this that you can't really do with a table?
You can compare how much more he makes just by visually looking.
It's a better visual representation, absolutely. And then you can make predictions about the future. Okay. How many people finished up? Okay. So if you have a question or something that you want, I'm just going to collect your Post-its. Alright, I just want to thank you for having me in your classroom today. I thought you did a really nice job working on this. I'm going to take the rest of your Post-its. Mike does make half of what Joe makes. And I'm just going to share some of your things now. Comparing and contrasting lines in the graph. I think that's great. You can use tables to help with graphs. Is there another way I could have graphed this in a is there another way I could have set this table up instead of this way?
Yeah.
What kind of table?
Maybe a T-chart?
Yeah, T-chart, actually H chart. I could have my hours, and then I could have Mike, and then I could have Joe. Absolutely. Do you use more graph? An H chart? Well, if you would have 3 columns. So this would be your hours.
Teacher.
Right.
H chart.
Yeah, because then you have your 2 other people, because you're actually going to create 2 sets of ordered points in 2 lines. All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to take your worksheets from you. Thank you for letting me do this lesson with you.